Hey, this is Gayle with BERNINA of Naperville. Do you get a little anxious, a little nervous, a little scared and timid when you're trying to join your binding pieces together? You know what I mean. Trying to fit the little miter piece in the right spot right before you wrap your binding around to the other side? Well, this video is a little quick tutorial on how to do just that. And so get your finger ready. You're going to want to hit pause and you're going to want to give this a try once you see how easy it is. So, hey, let's get over to the drawing board here. Okay, I bet there's a lot of you out there that when you get to this point on your binding, you're like, okay, I'm ready for another project. I'll just leave this like this for 10 years. No, this is easy and it's fun. And you know why it's fun? Because it's the final steps on completing your masterpiece. So basically what you do when you sew your binding onto the quilt, now in this case, I've sewn my binding onto the back and I'm gonna bring it to the front, but this also works if you sew it to the front and you wanna bring it around to the back. So the idea is that we wanna attach these two pieces of fabric together. And we wanna attach them with that nice diagonal mitered edge that we did when we sewed all of our strips together. So basically what I wanna do is take one of my pieces and leave it out flat, just like this. And then we're gonna spread it open like this. This is why you wanna leave a big opening here so that you have some tails to work with. So you're gonna find a spot where you're gonna actually turn your bias back, just like this. Now, some of us finger crease, others, might take this to the ironing board, but I think it's a good idea to draw a little line like this. And I'm drawing it right on the bias, and I've taken the 45-degree angle on my ruler and I'm lining this up with the straight edge of my bias piece. Now, it's just a little happy accident that we have a grid material that's got a line, but you may not have a grid material that you're using. And there's our blue line. And now I have a few pins here. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold it back on that blue line that I drew. And I'm kind of giving this just a little gentle tug here as I place the piece from the other side on top. Just like that. And I'm going to kind of hold that in place. And I'm going to open this piece up so it's also flat like this. And then I'm going to take my pin and I'm going to this is kind of a temporary pinning, but I'm going to pin this little intersection into position, which means that I'm going to have to squeeze my quilt top in here a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to unfold this and open it up, and you're going to be able to see my drawn line here. So you're going to open this up. There's my drawn line, and now this is going to come down because we're trying to make that picture frame look. Just like this. And now I'm going to pin this one into place. And then I'm going to pin a middle one. And then just, for fun, I'm going to take my pin from this side so I have all my pins going on the same side with the heads in the same direction, so it's easier to pull them out when I sew this. So there is how that's been pinned. Okay, so here, once we've pinned it, I like to check it to make sure that it's gonna kind of lay flat, not be too bulky, not be too tight. So now it's safe to take this over to our machine and sew right along our blue marked line. So you're just gonna line this up, lower the presser foot And now we're going to stitch right along that blue line. And you know, don't sew over pins. All right, so after we're done, we're gonna trim this little piece here about 1/4 of an inch away or so, just like that. And now we're gonna press that seam open and sew it back to our quilt. So you just bring it back to your machine and you just finish sewing that area that we joined, which was right here. And there we have it. All right, so if you're curious what this looks like on the other side, so I've turned the quilt over, I've got my edge stitch foot on with my needle position moved 3 notches to the right, and now I'm just pulling this over in front. This is that seam that you saw us join earlier right there. So I'm just turning this over and carefully stitching. So it's finished. I got all the way around, and you know, I get a little bit of flack from some of you because I don't show you the back, but there it is. Now, you know, we sew it to the front or to the back and then bring it around to the front so it looks prettier on the front side than on the back side. But there you go. I'd call that a job well done, and I'm ready for my reward because I don't enjoy bindings. Well, what did you think? Are you going to give it a try? Are you ready to bind those several quilts laying around, waiting to learn this technique? I hope you are. Well, if you like this video and you want to see more just like it, don't forget to check out our BERNINA of Naperville YouTube channel. It's easy. It's youtube.com/BERNINA of Naperville. And there, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. And also don't forget to check out our BERNINA of Naperville TikTok. I know it's a little bit silly sometimes, but you know, we have 3 videos and 16 followers. So, you know, we're setting the world on fire. But anyway, until next time, I will see ya, and you're going to keep sewing. All right. Bye-bye.